My uncle told me a terrible story. A long time ago in the mid-90s, he lived in the central part of Russia and worked part-time by transporting through the forest. It was hard to somehow feed his whole family. He had to work a lot and he often stayed late into the night, and then one of these days he returned late at home to the village through the forest road that day. He worked very hard and his eyes were almost glued shut from fatigue when suddenly something flashed on the dark road. It was impossible to see at once and he almost crashed into this incomprehensible shadow. Having survived the brake pedal all the way and almost turned off the engine, he stopped on the road. A girl in dirty crumpled clothes was standing in total darkness. What was she doing here in the forest 10 kilometers from the nearest settlement? On a night like this, he felt uneasy, but then he became even more afraid for the fate of this girl who was standing all alone in total darkness. In these parts, bears and hungry packs of wolves roam at night. He honked at her and motioned for her to get into the car and decided to take her to the nearest village. She turned out to be a beautiful young girl. His companion was silent and did not say anything and her eyes were constantly closed. Uncle tried to find out what happened, but in response he received only silence. So that how to brighten up the trip, he took out his favorite cassette and decided to turn on the music. But as luck would have it, he ran over a bump, dropped the cassette and it fell down. Then he bent down to pick up the cassette that was lying near her feet. When he reached there, he felt a terrible smell of dirty wool or some kind of animal and did not understand what it was, but the smell scared him a little. But when his eyes got used to the darkness at the bottom of the car, he saw something creepy that made him cringe with cold fear. Instead of the girl's legs, there were dirty and scary hooves. The cow's hooves. That minute seemed like an eternity to him, because he couldn't say a word. And the strange passenger who was sitting next to him clearly began to suspect something. Then he gathered his courage and asked the girl to look out and look at the front wheel to the right. As soon as she opened the door, he pushed her out and closed the car from the inside. There was a terrible scream. She began to bang on the side door, knocking on it, and Uncle turned on the gas pedal. He drove as fast as the car could allow him, and in the rearview mirror he saw this terrible creature running after him, breaking the silence with its heart-rending screams and waving its long thin arms like ropes. The creature ran after him to the end of the forest. But when he heard the barking of dogs approaching the village, it stayed there in the dark and no longer pursued him. The next day he left these parts with his family and never returned here. He told this story to many, but no one believed him except me. Who it was or what kind of creature lived in these forests, no one. He doesn't know, but those who found out went missing. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video and you want more similar hand-drawn stories, then like and subscribe and write in the comments if such terrible cases have happened to you.